let's talk about protocol. Now, you've spoken about who can look at this, right?
Yeah.
The different conditions. What's the body recomposition protocol? Like, what should people keep in mind when they approach body recomposition from a training standpoint, nutrition, and everything else?
Yeah. So first things first, lifting weights, that will have the biggest input on your body recomposition goals. You need to be able to apply progressive overload in your training. Your training cannot look the same the entire time.
But a lot of people don't understand the exact concept of progressive overload. I mean, it sounds like you can progressively overload, but there's a protocol there as well, right? When you take it up, when to drop it down, and etc. So maybe we should touch upon a little bit on progressive.
So basically what happens is when you lift weights or you do any kind of exercise, your body and your systems adapt to that kind of stress. But if your workouts keep looking similar, then of course there won't be any change and growth because your body has already adapted. So when you have recovered from that stress and the body comes back, it becomes stronger than the pre-training levels, and you have to give it incrementally higher stress to make sure that adaptation cycle continues.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the foundation of the concept of progressive overload. In simple terms, it means that your workouts have to keep becoming more challenging as the body adapts. Okay. Right? There are multiple ways in which you can do a progressive overload. So let's say you're doing, reps and sets at the gym. You can increase the weight that you're lifting. Yeah. You can increase the number of reps. You can slow the speed of movement down, which we call tempo. You can also add intensifier techniques like drop sets, supersets. Yeah. Try sets and things like that. So an example of drop set is, let's say you're doing a bicep curl, you did X number of reps with 12.5 kgs. You immediately pick up a 7.5 kg dumbbell and go until failure. Immediately pick up a 5 kg dumbbell, go until failure. So you're dropping the weight, but you keep increasing the stress. So that's one way of doing it. If you're in an environment where you don't have access to a lot of equipment and machinery and things like that, you can also deploy intensifier technique. You can also do a mix and match. One protocol which I generally recommend to people, it's one very simple one to follow, it's called double progression protocol. Assuming we're talking about muscle building as a goal, because we're talking about weight training right now. So in that case, you're going to have to lock some repetition range, and because your goal is muscle building, I'm going to lock it at 8 to 12 repetitions. You can gain muscle at higher than 12.
Yes.
You can gain muscle at even 20, 25, 30 repetitions. But 8 to 12, in my opinion, is the sweet spot, because that's the range where training doesn't become boring. Because if it's too many reps, it ends up it becomes boring. Second, it also doesn't create a lot of DOMs, a lot of soreness. Yeah. If you go to higher number of repetitions, it'll end up creating a higher amount of soreness.
True.
It's also, I think, great for the mind, because you're able to see yourself lifting more weight at that rep range, and it's also safer. It's not like 1 rep and 3 reps where you're really pushing yourself. So let's lock it at 8 to 12 repetitions. Now assume any movement, bicep curl again, 10 kgs, you're able to do 8 reps today. Now your aim will be to get to 12 repetitions with that weight. So next week when you come back to a bicep curl, you try and do 9, try and do 10. And when you get to 12, you increase the weight by not more than 5 to 10%. Don't jump it significantly high, because you need to incrementally add the stress.
Correct.
Also, a point to note that this 8 reps to 12 reps has to be at an effort level where you couldn't have done more than 2-3 reps after hitting that rep range.
Yes.
It's not like a weight at which you could have done 20 but you stop at 8 because I said 8 to 12 repetitions. It has to be challenging 8 to 12 repetitions. So once you get to that 12 rep on the same weight, you increase the weight by not more than 5 to 10%, which will get you back to that 8 reps.
8 reps again. Yeah.
And then you try and increase the reps first, increase the load next.
Same cycle.
Do the same cycle.